All right, what up, Who That Nation? This is No Cap, No Filter Saints. I'm your host, Marley G. And today we're going to be talking about Saints Falcons game upcoming tomorrow. Sunday is going down. It's been Falcons hate week. It's also been a holiday. So, of course, myself and a lot of other content creators been spending time with the family. Hope y'all had a nice time with y'all family during this Thanksgiving holiday and this whole week. And this weekend is about to be capped off with this Saints and Falcons game, and we're gonna just figure out who's gonna come out on top. Me personally, I think the Saints. I think the Saints gonna lose this game, people. I ain't gonna lie. Like everything that the Falcons do, Hurricane Mike, who that? Who that? About to open up the phone lines in a few. Give me a second, Mike, if you want to call in. But yeah, me personally, I think the Saints lose this game. Everything the Falcons do well, the Saints don't do well. The Saint it's basically they kryptonite. Uh, reason being, they got Desmond Ritter. He got his legs. Um, the mobile quarterback been hurting the Saints all season. Uh, the tight end these past couple of games been hurting the Saints. Um, they actually have two good tight ends they could hurt us with. They have Kyle Pitts and John Smith. John Smith actually been having a better season than Kyle Pitts, but just like the Falcons, or just like the Saints, how we mismanage our playmakers, the Falcons they do the same. With all their weapons. They just don't incorporate them within the offense. They don't really get the ball into the playmakers' hands a lot. Um, but nevertheless, they have two tight ends that could very much hurt this Saints defense. The mobile quarterback once again can hurt the Saints defense. Um, we also have to worry about Bijan Robinson and Algier. Um, these two guys have really ran on the Saints last year, but we still came out with the win. Well, not these two guys. Bijan just coming in as a rookie, so it's going to be our first time playing him. But you still have to worry about Cordell Patterson as the third guy, and he's like a Saints killer, just like Taysom is a Falcons killer. But we have to worry about those running backs and getting their touches. Hopefully they don't give the ball to Bijan that much and just stick with the game plan they've been going with. But coming out the bye, maybe they try different things. Maybe they say, you know what, we need to give Bijan more touches. I think he came out and said he's was welcome to the fact that they're not trying to just run him into the ground. They don't want to, just have him just be that bell cow back like how Christian McCaffrey was for the Falcons, sustaining multiple injuries, things of that nature. I think I think it's a good idea. Like I'm not opposed to having a running back just be a bell cow of the team. I think that you should kind of like incorporate him within the game plan in different ways, but you don't want to just run them into the ground, especially in their rookie year. And especially when you have a good offensive line, you have another good running back with Algier. And I think that it's a good idea to have, but I still think he needs way more touches. He needs at least 18 touches a game, I would say. Um, but like I say, they have those two guys and Cordell Patterson. So we really have to be focused in on the run game, and I think that's their bread and butter, and that should be our game plan all this whole bye week. Like stopping the run when it comes to the running backs and when it comes to the mobile quarterback escaping. And secondly, I think we need to definitely try to stop the tight ends. They all do these things well, and I think it's going to be a very important key to winning this game if we want a chance. We also have to look at their defense. Their defense is very good. We just lost Michael Thomas, so I think this is really going to have to force Pete Carmichael to get in his bag and really like try to incorporate ways the offense could be more creative, incorporate ways to make like easier for Derek Carr. Um, we just like last in the league when it comes to play action. Like we only did a play action maybe 30 something times this whole season. It's teams that did play actions like way more than us this season, and it's just crazy because that plays to Derek Carr and Jameis Winston's strengths. We also have to worry about, Caden Ellis. This is a revenge game for him. He's been talking crap on social media, going back and forth with Alante Taylor, I believe. So the rivalry is heating up. I think that this guy wants to prove that we made a mistake letting him go. The same way Trey Hendrickson, just went shining for the Bengals. I think that this guy is over in Atlanta and he's shining for them as well. You have Onyemata. He is going to have something to say about this game. I think he's going to rise up, even though Grady Jarrett won't be playing. And I think that plays more into Onyemata's strength for having another good defensive tackle next to him. I think he's still going to stand up for this game. We also have to worry about ball hawk safety Jesse Bates. Like he could really just take the ball and just become a turnover machine back there. The things he's doing is basically the same thing that Tyrann Mathieu and Marcus May is doing has been doing for us put together. He's doing that all in one over there in Atlanta. Desmond Ritter, another thing, he barely, he does well at home. So we really have to factor into that home crowd. We need to take them out of the game early. We get to these late start offs and be down by like 17 points, letting the offense just score 17 quick on our defense. Our defense really needs to come out hot. So that's another thing we have to worry about. Gundam says Derek Carr needs to be spontaneous. He needs to improvise. Quick decisions, please, Carr. Yeah. Derek Carr. This is going to be his first game versus Atlanta. I think he really needs to bring it. This is going to be the most intense game he probably plays this fall, like as far as the rivalry game go, because I think both teams, are really going to be gunning for a win. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a real different atmosphere than what he used to. And I think uh during his whole career, I think he lost to Atlanta more times than he won. But this is a different situation why he's with the Saints than the Raiders, of course. But that's just a little fun fact. Um but yeah, Jesse Bates, he's been a ball hog safety for them. We have to really watch him. You also have to watch out for not only but Ellis, but Bud Dupree. He's been a good free agent signing for them. Um, their cornerbacks, AJ Terrell. Like we have to worry about a lot of things with this guy defense. Ryan Nelson is that defensive coordinator. He knows Pete Carmichael to the T. He knows Dennis Allen to the T. He could just have a good game plan when it comes to Pete Carmichael. He's gonna know the exact formations we use. He's gonna know the hand signals. He's gonna know everything. So it's going to be interesting to see the cat and mouse game between Pete Carmichael and Ryan Nelson, and also him just telling Arthur Smith what Dennis Allen likes to do with his defense and how can Arthur Smith attack Dennis Allen defense. But I'm pretty sure they watched a lot of film. They know this team like the back of their hand, and it's going to be pretty easy to have a game plan against Pete Carmichael, I would believe. And Dennis Allen, as good as he is as a defensive coordinator, like I say, their strengths play into our weaknesses. They have the mobile quarterback. They have the dynamic running backfield. They have the two tight end sets that could hurt us. And not to mention they have Drake London. Drake London, I don't think he's a better wide receiver than Chris Olave, but he's pretty solid. Like, you know, don't get me wrong. I think that Adebo will do a pretty good job on him, but it's going to be interesting to see how Pete Carmichael calls his offense without Michael Thomas and how Dennis Allen calls his defense without Marshawn Lattimore. I think both of these coordinators really need to get in their bag this game, and they really need to dig deep and just get creative. Who knows? Without no Mike Thomas, it might be more Jawan Johnson. I think that's a guy that's been missing in our offense this whole year. So maybe we could get him some more looks and some more targets and, you know, do what Derek Carr is, always been known to do, and that's get the ball to the tight end. And when it comes to no Marshawn Lattimore, maybe that gives Dennis Allen a chance to get in his bag with his schemes against, mobile quarterbacks. Maybe we send more blitzes. Maybe we send Zach Bond on more blitzes. Maybe we send Demario Davis on more blitzes. Maybe we have Alante Taylor playing on the outside and not in the slot. but that's gonna cause Yadam to be in the slot. He's pretty good, but I still will trust him to be on the bench more than I would trust him to be on the field right now. That's just me. Maybe they can exploit that, but it's gonna be interesting to see what type of scheme Dennis Allen has. Marshawn Lattimore also went on IR today, so he's gonna miss at least the next 4 weeks with his high ankle sprain. Um, it's a shame that he's has this ankle sprain because he was playing on a Pro Bowl level statistically wise. A lot of balls hasn't been coming his way all season, and that explains to the fact why Paulson and Debo has so many turnovers. I really think that it's just unfortunate for Marshawn Lattimore back-to-back seasons with these injuries. But we're gonna have to do next man up, and I really think that Elijah can hold it down when it comes to him playing on the outside. So we're gonna see. It's gonna be interesting to see how we adjust to that. But he's been put on IR, and that elevated actually Jason Pierre-Paul from the practice squad to the 53 roster. So I would expect us to have Jason Pierre-Paul out there at least on passion down situations. Also, apologies, fam. Who that? And hope you had a prosperous Thanksgiving, fam. Yeah, man. You too, Gundam. Hoping everybody in the chat had a nice Thanksgiving with the family. Catching up with Thanksgiving, seeing everybody, having a nice time with your family, friends, and just making good memories. That's probably one of the only times where everybody will have off and be able to travel and just go see family that you haven't seen in a long time and just create some new memories. Um, But when it comes to special teams, they definitely have the leg up. Koo is, I mean, who is a better kicker than Blake Groupie? So if it comes down to a late field goal, which I'm thinking is going to be a tight game all the way through, it's going to be a dogfight all the way through. We definitely don't want it to come down by a kick by him. Um, Young Ho is a real good kicker. He's better than Blake Groupie by far. But if it comes down to Groupie having to kick the kick, I don't have much confidence in him. I'm gonna just be honest. And when it comes to our punter, I hope he could just have a decent game and give us some good field position, and the defense just could have some good field position when they come on the field. Because like I say, the kicker is an extension of the offense and the punter is an extension of the defense. So hopefully we could get the good field position when it comes to the special teams punting unit, and hopefully we could just knock down the kicks when it comes to Blake Groupie trying to put it through the upright. But I'm not even much gonna lie, family. I'm gonna come out and say it. I think I've been converted to a tanker. Like I just want Dennis Allen fired. I want him gone. Unpopular opinion. I don't think he'll be back next season if we don't make the playoffs. And even if we lose in the playoffs, like even if let's just say we won and done, I don't think he'll be back next season. I don't think Mickey Loomis is just gonna bring this guy back. Like a lot of people think that Dennis Allen is just so safe and just so secure. I'm not so sure about that. I really don't think Mickey Loomis is just that idiotic to do such a thing to this franchise when you could clearly see he just not cut out for the job. Like, so I'm kind of like have been converted to us wanting to lose. Like I would rather go through the storm now to get to the sunshine later. Like you could call me a fake fan all you want. At the end of the day, everybody fan different and we all have the same common goal, and that's for the team to be successful. And I think the best way for us to be successful is to get this coaching staff out of here and have a new coach to pick his quarterback marriage in this upcoming draft. Like if it wasn't for this upcoming draft with the quarterbacks coming out, then I still want Dennis Allen fired, but it wouldn't really matter to me as much. But due to the fact they have these good quarterbacks coming out, I want the next head coach to pick his guy. Like if Dennis Allen do get another year and he gets fired after this year, I just hope that he picks a very good quarterback in the first round or two. You know, maybe we could get Jaden Daniels, maybe we could get Penix Jr. Like somebody. I just we need a quarterback. He don't even have to start out the gate. He could just sit behind Derek Carr for 1 year, battle it out with Jake Hanner, and then we could just go from there. Like he don't have to start out the gate. A lot of times people just get these quarterbacks and they just have them starting out the gate, but it just depends on the situation of that franchise. We're in a situation where we're gonna have Derek Carr on this team next year, so he'll be the vet. And with a new offensive coordinator, because whether Dennis Allen be back or not, I know Pete Carmichael won't be back. If we have a new offensive coordinator come in and maybe he could make uh Derek Carr play to the his full capability with his strengths, that'll be a plus. I don't know if we're gonna bring in John Gruden for that. I don't know if we're gonna get Ben Johnson for that. If he becomes the head coach, I don't know what we're gonna do. But at the end of the day, we're gonna have Derek Carr on this team, and the rookie could just sit behind him for 1 year. We could get back to back rookie quarterbacks in the draft. Like I said, we could go the Titans route. They have Ryan Tannehill. They pick Malik Willis, and then they pick Will Levis the year after. So we could just let those guys battle it out to see who's gonna be holding the keys to the future. And just have this team, you know, on their shoulders after Carr departs. Because I think next year will be Carr's last year, especially if he don't see a dramatic improvement. But it's starting to seem like he's losing the locker room. Like a lot of people made a lot of uh a lot of people made speculation that he's lost the locker room from this video going around on Saints Twitter of Alvin Kamara on I think he was on New Orleans Football Network. I think he was talking about him getting back, but Alvin Kamara had basically cleared it up and said, "Oh, I was basically just talking about the question. We're asking. They were asking me about Derek Carr coming back. Like he's never missed a game this season. Like he started every game. So it wasn't. It was just a question. But a lot of people saying that's just the political correct thing to come back and just clear up. But you could you could really see his body language when he was asked about Derek Carr, and it was just so giveawayable. Body language to a lot of people means a lot. So maybe Derek Carr has lost the locker room, when it comes to his playmakers. You know, maybe the guys like Albert Kamara, Michael Thomas, Olave, maybe he just not, seeing eye to eye with a lot of these guys, and maybe that's a reason why the offense just sputters the way as it does. Jerry says, no cap, what up? And what up, Jerry? Happy holidays. Gundam says Dennis Allen has zero integrity. Dude lied to Jameis Winston. Yeah, Gundam. That was like my first that was like my first time I said, "Oh, I really don't like Dennis Allen." Like, when he was first the head coach, I gave him a chance. I wanted to see what he could do. Defensive minded head coach. I said, "Okay, well, maybe the Saints will be a more physical team. We'll be a more tough team. All that finesse stuff is out the window. We're gonna be smash mouth. You know, we're gonna see a different regime, a different attitude, or whatever." And all we got was incompetence from this team. All we got was undisciplined from this team. All we got was zero preparation. The locker room just don't have no soul. It don't have no type of. It's not fun anymore. The culture is just completely gone. And when he did that Jameis Winston situation, and just all he had to do was just say Jameis Winston is hurt, and for now we're gonna go with Andy as the starting quarterback. That's all he had to do. But instead, he made it to seem like it was just a football decision, as if Jameis Winston wasn't out there playing injured when he shouldn't have been out there in the first place. Like, that's all he had to do. And our season could have been completely different if after the Atlanta game, we could have just set Jameis Winston for the Bucs game and the Panthers game. And I believe Andy Dalton would have won those games. And that was just a whole trickle down effect. Jameis Winston injury basically caused Jarvis Landry to get injured, and it just went all downhill from there. It just went all downhill, and that was just like my first time. I said, "Oh yeah, Dennis Allen. He's not the type of coach I would want." You know, but I digress. Derek Carr is still in millions while his head is still in Raiders land. Yeah, a lot of people feel like Derek Carr refers to the Raiders a lot when it comes to his interviews, and it's almost like you get in a relationship with somebody, but they still stuck on their ex. He hasn't been healed. He's still traumatized from his last situation, and sometimes when you get in a new relationship with somebody, you want that person to come healed. You want that person to have you know no type of uh attachment with their ex whatsoever. And a lot of people get those vibes from Derek Carr. We should draft a young quarterback. This organization has zero vision. Yeah, I've been banging the table all all since all this quarterback draft has been shown to us, like the talent that's coming in, I've been banging the table. I want Dennis Allen going, so the next head coach could pick his guy that he want for this quarterback marriage, head coach marriage to work. Bryce Young, this is his rookie season, but I do feel as though, when he gets some playmakers, I do feel as though when he get the right offensive coordinator or maybe even a new head coach, if they go in that direction, I do think he could be, you know, decent in this league. I don't think he'll just be a complete bust. His height did worry me, but I don't think that he's just gonna be as terrible as he's advertised right now. Um, I think is nowhere to go but up from Bryce Young. So that's what they're dealing with in Carolina. And Baker Mayfield, I think they're gonna go with a quarterback this draft. I think they're gonna go with another head coach this draft. Um, that head coach is going to pick his quarterback that he wants. And I just don't think we need to fall behind the curve. Same with the Falcons. You've seen a lot of mock drafts with, the Falcons or the Bucks getting Jaden Daniels or maybe Penix. I think that everybody need to get their quarterback. And if the Saints want to keep up with everybody, they need to go ahead on and get their head coach and get their quarterback of the future, so we don't fall behind and say, oh well, we got Derek Carr, he's the veteran, he should have the leg up on these rookies. No, man, you got to think for now and later. You got to have a vision. You know, we dropped the ball and we didn't select Lamar Jackson. If we have Jaden Daniels right there for the taking, we need to go ahead and grab this dude, even if we have to trade up and get him. I keep saying our first three picks need to be a pass rusher, it needs to be a quarterback, and it needs to be maybe a left tackle where we just put Pitting over there to right tackle. Ryan Ramczyk, his knees is not going to be good for much longer. It tarnished his All Pro Hall of Fame trajectory. I feel like, and it's a shame because Ryan Ramczyk was just playing at a a high level for so long before the injury. Michael Thomas, high level before the injury. Um, Alvin Kamara, high level before the departure of Sean Payton, Drew Brees, the makeshift O line, like, you know, the way he's just being utilized. Like a lot of these guys were just, on a path to Hall of Fame trajectory, and it's just been knocked off the rails due to misfortune. Yes, sir. Alvin did a long pause. Question, fam: is your background football situational analyst? Because you're very knowledgeable, fam. Nah, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say. I'm nowhere near no analyst. All I do is just watch my team, and I just give my opinion on what I think we should do, and I just give my opinion on what I'm seeing. Like that's all I do. I watch every Saints game. I watch some Pels games too. We can even talk about the Pelicans, and I just critique the team. I just come on here. I'm very passionate about the team. That's why I got the podcast, and I just give my thoughts. That's all. But yeah, I'm about to get ready to open up the phone lines. We got 5 people up in here. I ask that you hit the like button. I'm gonna open up the phone lines if anybody want to come and speak their piece and get what you got on your mind off. Um, Get ready to post the link up in the chat. Okay, the link is in the chat. If anybody want to come and talk Saints football, you're more than welcome. Um, yeah. So when it comes to Dennis Allen, I really feel like if we lose this game against the Falcons, I won't be upset. I'm not really rooting for us to lose per se, but if we were to lose, I wouldn't be mad at all. Like it's a win-win situation. If we win, cool. We have a 2-game lead in the division. If we lose, then cool. Another reason for Dennis Allen to get fired. Like I really want Dennis Allen fired off this team. I really think he's not the guy. I think he's in over his head. I think he's a good defensive coordinator. He's just not a good head coach that could just, you know, pay attention to details and just have everything in order, everything in motion, everything just, he's not the engine that's gonna, have the car moving. Like he's just not that guy. Like it's more than just having a defense right. You got to worry about having the special teams right. You got to worry about holding guys accountable. You got to worry about preparation throughout the week. You got to worry about who should start over who. You got to worry about the offense. Even though you're not an offensive guy, if you see Pete struggling, you probably gotta make the those tough decisions. Like it comes down to situational awareness in game. Like it's just a lot of things when it comes to being a good head coach over just being a defensive coordinator. If you just want to worry about the defense, you should have just stayed a defensive coordinator. That's just how I see it. Um, Also, we have to worry about Arthur Smith. He has all these weapons and he's had all these things going for him, but he's fighting for his job as well. A lot of Atlanta fans, they're kind of wanting to tank as well. So I feel like it's not going to be divided into two. It's not going to be the fans in that stadium divided. It's not going to be Falcons fans versus Saints fans. We want to win. We want to win. It's not going to be like that. I think it's going to be divided into four groups. It's going to have two groups of the Falcons. They want to win, and the Saints want to win. And it's going to be on the other side of the two groups of the tankers. The Falcons fans want to lose. The Saints fans want to lose. I'm kind of leaning on the tanking side. Like, I kind of want to lose this game so Dennis Allen could get fired. You know, I feel like I would rather lose right now and go through the storm to get the sunshine later when we get that quarterback in the draft, get that head coach that can select him, and then we could still be competitive because we're still gonna have Derek Carr as the veteran. We're still gonna have Derek Carr as the starter. Maybe he get a second year and he just take off with a different formula because Pete Carmichael and Derek Carr, it's just not working. It's just not working at all. So if we could just get a offensive mind head coach, we could kill two birds with one stone and not have to go worry about getting a offensive coordinator. We could just kill two birds with one stone, just getting a offensive minded head coach, and then we just got to worry about the defense. The defense has talent, so I would I would think we don't just fall off a cliff just because Dennis Allen is not here. Like we still have to recognize that we have a good ass secondary. All we really need is a pass rush. We need a pass rush, and I think that we probably need to get better when it comes to defensive tackle. Um, Sanders and Nathan Shepard, they've been playing pretty decent, but I don't think that they're just really, lighting it up from the interior. Like I think they could be playing more better. I think if it wasn't for Sanders coming in at fullback, a lot of fans would be, saying, "Damn, what's Sanders doing?" Like I will go as far as to say Roach been playing better than Sanders. That's how I see it. And Ryan Brzee, yes, he's a rookie, so he's showing flashes, but he's also showing a lot of mistakes. So that just comes with the territory of being a rookie. I expect him to have more snaps going into his second season and him being more of a aware of what he's doing when it comes to his assignments. So I think he should take a step forth, but I do think we probably still need to address the defensive line and getting some type of interior player and as well as a pass rusher. Sean Payton knew what he was doing by recommending Dennis Allen as the head coach. This set us back 5 to 7 years. Um, I really think that Sean Payton. I think that he knew Dennis Allen wasn't cut out for the job, and he just kind of stuck it to us. I think whatever was going on between Dennis Allen, no, not Dennis Allen. Everything that was going on in that organization with the front office and when it comes to Sean Payton, I just think it was just some type of issues going on. They even have given Sean Payton the opportunity to take a year off and then come back. They would have gave him a raise and everything, I would have believed. And Sean declined that. So just imagine if your boss tell you, yeah, you could take a year off and then come back and we'll still give you a raise. You could still have all this at your disposal. Like Sean had a lot of pull when it came to the Saints, believe it or not. So if you walked away from a situation like that, it had to been something going on. It had to just been some type of issues that just caused them to thrift apart. Um, and I think as a farewell, Sean said, "Okay, well, y'all gonna do me like this." Whatever reason he was unhappy, I think he recommended Dennis Allen, knowing he wasn't cut out to be a head coach, and that kind of set us back. And a lot of people was making fun of Sean Payton when he was on the Denver Broncos early in the season, and they was just losing, and it was looking like that second round pick for us was going to be big. Well, it was going to be high. Well, not so fast. They've been on like a 4 game winning streak. I think they won 4 of their last 5, and I think Sean he's petty, and I really think that he's been looking on Saints Twitter, seeing all the jokes, seeing all the laughs. Because Sean is that type of head coach. He's gonna go on Twitter. He's being on social media. Believe it or not, he cares what people think about him. And I think he was seeing the jokes, and he said, "Sure, over my dead body, y'all gonna get a high draft pick. Y'all gonna get the draft pick, but it's not gonna be high as y'all think it's gonna be." And on top of that, he still got that third round out of Mickey for Mickey doing him a solid. Like when we traded for Sean Payton, I think that we shouldn't have gave him no damn third round pick. But that's just Mickey Loomis. Like when it comes to Mickey Loomis, I think he could build a good roster. I think he does a good job at GM. Like, yeah, we missed out on some picks here and there, but you gotta look at the roster. Like we also hit on a lot of good picks. But I think when it comes to Mickey, one of his worst traits is trade compensation. Like when it comes to making a trade with somebody, he doesn't get a lot in return, especially when it comes to doing deals with Howie in Philadelphia. Like if Howie starts to call Mickey, he should have him blocked at this point. 24-21 Saints. Yeah, Jerry, I think it's going to be a dogfight. My score prediction, it'll probably be around that ballpark. I think it's probably going to be 24-21, maybe 21-17, somewhere around there. But if I had to give a final prediction, I think the Falcons are actually going to win this game. I think that team, by them being so low, by them being I think they're going to be more desperate than us. I think they're going to be more desperate than us. Their backs against the wall. They're going to be at home. They're going to have all these artists out there to come see them. I think that they win this game. Ryan Nielsen, I just think he's a better coach than I think he's a better coordinator than Pete Carmichael. I think they'll win this game tight. I think they're going to win 23-20. I got the Falcons winning this game. And like I say, if we win, cool. But if we lose, I won't be mad because I want Dennis Allen fired. I think the more we lose, the closer we get to Dennis Allen is showing that he's not capable of being a head coach. Um, we should go after big, fast linebackers that could cover sideline to sideline and cover tight ends. Yeah, a lot of people feel like Pete Werner, he's taking a step back this season. A lot of people don't like our depth behind Pete Werner and Demario Davis. Demario Davis, he started the season off kind of slow, but he started picking things back up. Everything just started coming to him even after the injury that he's playing on. Uh, and when he came back after the Jags game, but he can only do this for so long. Like he's not getting no younger. At some point, we have to get another linebacker. But who knows? Maybe we get another linebacker from the Jets. It just seemed to be working out so far for us. So who knows? Maybe we go after another Jets free agent linebacker, and he can hold it down for the next 5 to 6, 7 years. Formally been working so far. Mickey Loomis be getting fleeced. Oh yeah, he does. Let me bring on Mike to the stage. What up?
Oh,
What you got for us?
so look, y'all can feel how y'all feel. I'm not gonna tell y'all how to feel, but I will never, and I don't care if they're playing the Saints, Vikings, Panthers, Chiefs. I don't care. I will never pick the Falcons to win because it's against my religion. It is against my religion to believe in the Falcons to win a game. It's against my religion. I'll never pick the Falcons because it's against my religion. So I'm sorry, like y'all. I'm not telling y'all that y'all gotta feel the same way. I'm not, and I'm not telling y'all that y'all have to pick the Saints or I'm probably choke you to death. But I'm just saying I'm never gonna pick the Falcons. I don't care if they're playing the Saints or somebody else. It's against my religion. So.
Yeah, man. The Saints. The matchup they have against the Falcons. I'm not gonna lie. Looking like it's looking like the Falcons. But they do good. That's what we struggle with. So that's why I picked the Falcons. But I'm kind of like converting to wanting to lose so Dennis Allen could get fired. So I I'm gonna just go ahead on and say I think the Falcons pull this out. But if we win this game, so be it. I won't be happy nor mad either way, either come out. Like so detached from when it comes to just you know winning these games because Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael they just showed me they cannot sustain success alone.
Yeah, cause like you know, because and I already said that I think the Saints win 24-17 by a touchdown. But I've been scouting the Falcons a bit. Shout out to 11 Unfamous and Sports 11 the ATL. Those two keep me updated on the Falcons. And there's something I realized. So, whenever the Falcons, their defense just cannot hold in the last 2 minutes of a game or a half. I realized that because they played, I believe it was the Titans. They were down by 5. If they got a stop, they wouldn't. They could have a chance, but their defense crumbled. Then they played the Vikings. They were up by 4, and in the last 2 minutes, they allowed Joshua Dobbs to turn into Josh Allen. Then the next week, they played the Cardinals. The last 2 minutes of the game, they played Kyler Murray, and they let him go down the field and win the game too. So that's something I think we have to exploit. If the Saints got the ball with 2 minutes left, and we need to either run the damn clock out, or get at least in the field goal range, we have to exploit that because the Falcons, in the last 2 minutes, their brain just freezes. So I feel like that's something we have to exploit, and also we have to. I never thought I would say this on the history of the planet Earth. We gotta watch out for Johnny Smith. I know he's their backup tight end, but hey, he might as well be the starter because they play him more than Kyle Pitts, honestly. There was at least one play every single game where Desmond Ridder or Taylor Heineke or whoever just throws it deep to Johnny Smith for a one-play touchdown. One time a game, Johnny Smith gets his shine. And Bijan Robinson, I don't even know why they drafted him still to this day. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs would have been the better pick, but, I mean, hey, they probably wouldn't use him either because, the Falcons, they just don't know how to use their running backs. But, I mean, they use their running backs, you just don't use their drafted ones. I don't know why, but they don't do that. But, yeah, Drake London, I mean, he's all right. I think if we contain Drake London, the Falcons, they just won't be able to breathe. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that Debo will do a pretty solid job on Drake London. We just follow him around. It's going to be real interesting to see how we're going to play Alante Taylor since Sean is out. I think that Dennis Allen really going to have to show different looks to the game to try to confuse Desmond Ridder. Maybe we could or saying we listen to Mario Davis a lot because that could help with the mobile quarterback. We've seen it when it came to the Chiefs and Eagles game. Even though the Eagles lost, even though the Eagles won, we've seen we've seen Jalen Hurts don't just have success on the ground, just going crazy with his legs. So maybe that could be a formula for us, just start blitzing these guys more instead of just having somebody spy, and them waiting for some gap to open up on the defensive line. Just go ahead on and we have a good secondary, so they should be able to cover their man good. Just go ahead on and start blitzing these guys, especially if they're young.
Yeah. Because, honestly, here's another thing, right? If the Saints play the Falcons, well, obviously they're going to play the Falcons, but if they, when we're playing tomorrow, if Young Wei or Young Oku, whatever his name is, goes out there for a field goal, turn the TV off. Turn the TV off. Just say, okay, we lost, and just turn the TV off. I don't care if it's 2 seconds, 10 seconds. Turn the TV off because we already lost the game, okay? Because Koo is not missing. And not only is he a good kicker, but every single time a kicker is ready to play the Saints, they turn into prime Justin Tucker and Adam Vinatieri at the same time. Especially if it's Koo. I think, honestly, this might be a hot take. I think he's the best kicker in the NFL. I think he's better than Tucker. That's an arguable, but I guess you can say it's a hot take or whatever. I think he might be a little bit better than Tucker because, Koo, I feel like he's more consistent than Tucker. Yeah, Tucker has a 66-yard field goal and nearly made a 67-yarder last year, but Justin Tucker, sometimes he'd be missing sometimes, and Koo, I've only seen him miss 1 or 2 kicks in my entire life. But, we're not here to debate that. But, yeah, I feel like Dennis Allen, if he wants to prove Well, I don't think that there's a chance for him to. But if he wants to prove that there's any hope left in him of being a head coach, it starts with this game. Because if the Saints win this game, we'll be 6-5 and a 2-game lead over the division. Well, no, because actually that's not true. If the Buccaneers win tomorrow versus the Colts, then we'll only be up by a game. And the Buccaneers, they have that stupid tiebreaker over us. But so yeah, but I'm not trying to look at playoff seeding right now. I'm just trying to look at beat the Falcons. I don't know if you saw, but on my YouTube channel, I created a 7-day series called Atlanta Falcons Hate Week. And today was day 6, and tomorrow morning I'm ending the series until we play them again if I even want to do it then. But yeah, so man, because I hated on the Falcons for 7 straight days for y'all. I hated on them for y'all saying so. Don't you dare let me down. I humiliated them for 7 straight days on the internet for y'all, for you right there. So don't you dare think about losing to them. Man, they lost a freaking they lost to a quarterback who didn't start a single game. They lost to a quarterback who just got off the plane. Then they lost to a quarterback who has not played in the year. If they lose to our 150 million, or no, if they beat our $150 million robbery quarterback, oh, I'll be pissed.
Mm. Well, yeah, you say he of a young Hoku goes out there to kick. I wouldn't say that because we do have a Falcons killer. And he's a name. He go by the name of Taysom Hill. And he always runs all over the Falcons, and he also can play on special teams. So I wouldn't be surprised if we could get a block. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if Dak Bond, if he could get a block. Maybe so. Maybe those things can happen. Like I think when it comes to our special teams, we do good when it comes to like blocking kicks sometimes, and we do good when it comes to uh punt coverage, but we just don't do good when it comes to kicking and punting itself. But I think this is another game that Taysom Hill, he's gonna have to really, carry offense. I'm not sure how Derek Carr is gonna come back after the injury. I'm not sure how his arm is. I think he's still having battle through the injury that he suffered in Green Bay. He also said this is the most hurt he's played through in his career, but he's out there playing, and it's just unfortunate because he's pretty much been his whole time with the Raiders, except that one MVP season he haven't broke his leg. But other than that, he pretty much been healthy, year in year out with the Raiders. And any injuries he was playing through, I don't think has been as significant as the one he suffered in Green Bay. So it's just unfortunate. Like you know, we was just having back-to-back seasons with Jameis Winston being injured. Those last couple of seasons with Drew Brees, he was injured, and we just getting Derek Carr thinking like, yeah, man, Derek Carr, he barely misses any games. Like, yeah, we finally going to get a healthy quarterback. Lo and behold, our season we were relatively healthy before this Michael Thomas and Sean injury. We were relatively healthy, but when it comes to the quarterback position and Derek Carr, I don't think he was just out there 100%. And that's why I
Yeah,
just feel Falcons might come away with the win because I just don't think Derek Carr is playing at 100%. I don't think that our offense clicking the way it needs to be. Michael Thomas is out. They have a really good defense over there. Like Ryan Nielsen got them boys flying around. And I just think Caden Ellis, I think he's going to get the best of Ryan Ramchick.
yeah. And also, cause like yesterday, right? I was looking at things. Well, I didn't have much time, but because yesterday was kind of disappointing. But yeah. So yesterday I was thinking, right? What if like the Saints hypothetically lose this game? And I think about it, and honestly, if we lose this game, a lot of people are probably not gonna get mad, but I am. You know what? Oh, it's not because of the playoff season. It's not because it gives us like a better draft pick or whatever. I'm gonna get mad because we have to hear the Falcons fans' mouth, like, because you already know if the Falcons beat the Saints, they just won the damn Super Bowl. So yeah,
Yeah, like me, like I could give a damn about their fans. At the end of the day, I'm just looking towards the future. And I feel like if we lose this game, that'll be better for us because it gets Dennis Allen out, get a head coach to come in here and get the team right, and get another
yeah,
head coach pick his quarterback of the future. He doesn't have to start out the gate. He could, just be battling it out with Jake Hainer. And who knows, we might have something in Jake Hainer. If we could get a offensive mind coach, and he could just, you know, kill two birds with one stone, and we don't have to get the offensive coordinator. Maybe we could get the best out of Jake Hainer. I was listening to another podcast, and it was like, shoot, maybe we have Jake Hainer on this team, and he could be our Brock Purdy. Who knows? You never
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Some
But
quarterbacks, like some quarterbacks, don't just look at their imperfections and their shortcomings, like Jake Hainer in the preseason. Sometimes
yeah,
look at what they do right, and I was liking a lot of stuff that Jake Hainer was doing right. So we just imagine we get another quarterback like Jaden Daniels to battle it out with whoever
yeah.
wins that whoever wins that competition, rightfully should start.
Mhm. Yeah, because like yesterday, right, I had to deal with like these three different trolls, but like they don't know who they are messing with, but it's alright. But yeah, yeah. So I feel like personally, for example, like Jaden Daniels, I think played his final career game at LSU today. I don't think he'll play in a bowl game. I think he might want to try to rest up for the draft because Jaden Daniels has been getting hurt a lot. So I don't think he want to risk it, but that's up to him.
Yeah, I think this was his final game. He finished the season with like 40 touchdowns, only 4 like he did a real good showing, to cement himself with that Heisman running campaign he's putting on. Um, I really feel like he's gonna be a guy that we might have to trade up for if we want him now. And I'm all for it. Like, we need to get a quarterback in this room. We need to get a quarterback behind Derek Carr. This is a good draft to do so. Now, I ain't gonna lie, the next draft next season after this, the next draft might be good too. I think the Tulane quarterback might come out. You got Shadir Sanders coming out. You have some guys coming out in the draft after this one as well. So, but I just want to go ahead on and get it over with right now.
Yeah.
Guys, sit them for a year behind Derek Carr. Hopefully that next offensive coordinator or the next head coach could just get the most out of Derek Carr with it, whoever is going to be, and maybe he just have a better relationship with the playmakers on his team. And I don't know if it's just that broken to where it's non-repairable, but if it's repairable, then we can see what's going to happen. Either way, you know, we just we just could have, some guys on this roster that be able to compete. Jake Hanna, if we don't get another quarterback, if we don't select a quarterback high this draft, who knows? Maybe the next offensive coordinator or head coach could get the most out of him, and maybe he could be our Sam Howell.
But hey, do you know when it was the last time the Saints drafted a quarterback in the first round? You know how long it's been?
Like what? Maybe 40 years?
50,
Hmm?
56 years.
56 years. Yeah. I
I
think it
think the
was
last one was like Archie Manning or some shit.
Archie Manning. Yeah. I mean, I think our best opportunity this first round was Lamar Jackson. That was just right there for the taking. Like, that's why I really want us to get a quarterback this draft to redeem myself from that draft. You know,
Yeah, we could have had Patrick Mahomes, but I'll give them some slack on Mahomes because the Chiefs traded up like 17 spots to take him. But then we had our chance to redeem ourselves with Lamar freaking Jackson. And who do we take? We drafted the almighty, the future Hall of Famer, the all-time great Saints player, Marcus Davenport,
hmm yeah,
the best
and
player on the earth. We
I
drafted the best player on the earth and Marcus Davenport.
I think that pick right there back,
Yeah.
because not moved up for him, but we also traded our next year's first round pick for him. So who knows what that next year first round pick could have been doing for our team right now.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the only reason this team's good now is because of that 2017 draft. If we never had that 2017 draft, dude, we'll probably be in the gutter right now.
Yeah, I feel like the only reason that Sean Payton stayed around as long as he had because the 2017 draft. Even Drew Brees, I think Drew Brees was contemplating retirement, but
Yeah.
we had that phenomenal draft, and we had a chance to go for it. Like, and we just squandered it. We squandered it all away with all those playoff exits, except that
Yeah.
no call game that was different. But other than that, we squandered away a lot of opportunities, man.
Yeah, like in 2017, that was our best year to win Because when we played the Vikings in that playoff game, do our chances was right there because the Vikings, they were the better team. We already knew they were the better team. They were like the second best team in the damn NFC, maybe even in the NFL. So we already knew they were the better team. We did not expect to win that game. We were down like 17 or 20 to nothing, and we came all the way back, and we took the lead with like 25 seconds, and we let them not go down the field. Well, we did, but not go down the field. Because if they would have gotten a field range and kicked the game-winning field goal, we would have understood a little bit more. But no, because Marcus Williams decided to not only take out Ken Crawley's legs, but basically take out his own as he's like. Because if you're an NFL player, and I know I'm not in the NFL, and I know I'm not as good as Marcus Williams, but this is what you got to do as a defender, right? So if you know that there's like 10 seconds left in the damn game, and if you tackle them in bounds, they're probably not going to have enough time to spike it. And even if they do, they're still not in field goal range, so you still have a good chance. No, you don't if you break it up, then cool. But if you can make the tackle, then make the tackle. And that play right there, I think that one play the just ruined us.
Well, I will say this. I wouldn't say everybody knew they were the better team because they had Case Keenum starting at quarterback. So it felt like a lot of people thought that Drew Brees could win that playoff game. But I will say this. We did have a lot of depth injuries that game. We had a lot of depth injuries that game. We didn't have no major injuries to like the starters, but we had a lot of depth injuries. Those depth injuries, they kind of matter. You seen it with the no call game how we was down from Ben Watson to uh who's the next tight end that's that was under Ben Watson man, he
Josh
was
Hill was
yeah.
Josh Hill.
Josh Hill got injured, and then we had the third string come in, and we seen where the ball hit his hand in the end zone. So
Did Todd Gurley even play in that game?
the no call game,
Yeah.
um, shoot, that was so long ago. I don't even remember if they had Todd Gurley playing. Like
I don't even think. I think if Todd Gurley did play in that game, I think he was not 100% healthy. I remember they were talking about that game was like his downfall game or whatever.
yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember like off the bat right now, but yeah, that Vikings team, I wouldn't say they were just a better team. It just, that team just that team just had our number. But I will say this, that year, if we would have won that game, we would have had to go to Philly. And I'm not sure we beat that Philadelphia team. Like that Philadelphia team was a good ass team. Like when Nick Foles was doing, that was a good ass team. Like, yeah, that following year, I think we beat them with the Marshawn Lattimore pick. But well, not the following year. It was one of those years afterwards. We beat them.
It was the following year.
But yeah, we beat them. But I think that Super Bowl team was better than that team that we did beat. But I think
Yeah.
our rank was the no call game. I
But
really believe.
yeah, but in that no call game, we were not, and I repeat, we were not losing to the Patriots team that year because yes, Tom Brady was, I wouldn't say at his real peak or whatever, but Tom Brady, he was good and all, but he was nowhere I feel like Drew Brees might have took him out because we were not losing to no damn 11-5 Patriots that year. We were not.
Yeah, it
But
just
the
the
referees
the
decided to say otherwise. If
yeah,
we
the
would beat the Rams, we would have been Super Bowl champions right there.
yeah, the Dennis Allen defense, like we could get those statue quarterbacks. Like Tom Brady, he was having a hard time with the Bucks, and they had more weapons than Tom Brady had when they went to the Super Bowl with the Patriots. So I feel like we'd have probably beat that Patriots team.
Yeah.
Now that Patriots team that lost to the Eagles, that was a better Patriots team. But the Patriots team that we would have faced when the no call game happened, we'd have beat that Patriots team. So that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Funny
Yeah.
because we had Sean Payton out at those times. Now we got Dennis Allen, and we just won so many games under Sean, and now we just losing a lot of games, and we just getting laughed at. And I seen it was a percent chance that It was like over an 80% chance that we make the playoffs if we beat Atlanta tomorrow. But I could see us beating Atlanta and still missing the playoffs just because Dennis Allen is leading this team.
I
It'll
mean,
be
look, if like you know who we play after the Atlanta game? Do you know who we play next week?
Ben Johnson in them Lions.
Yeah, we play the Lions, and Dan Campbell. He like not only was he on this coaching staff before, but he don't. The Lions now they don't lose too many games, especially games like dude, they just lost on Thanksgiving. Man, I do not. If we lose to Atlanta, we're gonna have a rough ride. Like I feel like we only really have like one, maybe two, really like tough games in there. But that's why we have to beat Atlanta. Because if we do not beat Atlanta, we're not beating Detroit. I doubt we beat Detroit. But I mean, hey, if we pull off a miracle and somehow beat Detroit, then let's go. But hey, Jerry. But yeah.
Yeah, well, Dennis Allen, he has a track record of not just good teams. Like we can only beat on a bad teams with bad head coaches, but other than that, when we play a good team, we can't just seem to find success. But I will say this: Golf, I wouldn't really consider him a mobile quarterback, so that could be going in our favor. And on top of that, if we lose to Atlanta, that we just the type of team that will. I wouldn't be surprised if we lose to Atlanta then beat the Lions. Like that's just how so inconsistent and so hard to predict this team.
But
Like
you know what? I would rather lose to the Lions. I'd rather beat the Falcons than lose to the Lions. Because, like I said, uh, like wanting the Falcons to win a game, no matter who it's against my religion. I would never do that. Like if I was going to do that, I might as well just go to hell now. Because I am never, ever, 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 ever going to pick the Falcons.
hmm.
Never, 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 never until the day I die. Never, never. I don't care if the Falcons need to win for us to make the playoffs. So I guess we ain't making the playoffs then because I am never picking the damn Falcons to win a game.
What do you think Derek Carr is gonna do?
But in this game, um, let's see. The Falcons, like, they don't have a good secondary. And I do think Derek Carr will have a good day, and I think that's why we win 24-17. Yeah, but I feel
I
like
think
Derek Carr, he might get like maybe 300. Like he's gonna have probably like almost 300 yards because in New Orleans it's check down city, but probably like two or three touchdowns. Probably maybe a pick here and there. Maybe he might throw a stupid ass interception to like one of the linebackers or thing. It might be Kaden Ellis, who knows? But yeah, I think the Saints do get the win, and I think their car play is good. But like I said, I will never pick the Falcons to win, so I'll always pick us to dominate Atlanta. I do not care. Like I said, if the Saints need the Falcons to win to make the playoffs, well, I guess we're not making the damn playoffs then because the Falcons ain't winning.
how do you feel about the matchup between Pete and Bud Dupree and Ryan Ramczyk and Caden Ellis with Ryan Nelson calling plays?
Um, I don't really look at it too much because, like, the Saints and the Falcons, I feel like the rivalry goes beyond that. Like, Hayden Ellis, he's a good player for us, but, you're on the ops now, so be prepared. And David Onyemata, he's on the ops now, so he's got to be prepared too. And Ryan Nielsen, I mean, I remember when LSU could have gotten to be their defensive coordinator, but no, we had to get some brainless weirdo to call our plays on defense. But yeah, I feel like Ryan Nielsen, like, I mean, he's not really special. Like, he's not no damn Dennis Allen defensive mind. But I can't even say that because sometimes Dennis Allen, when he calls defensive plays, sometimes I want to throw my head into the wall. But yeah, so
I think Ellis have a big day on Ryan Ramczyk. That's just what I feel like.
Ryan Ramczyk's gonna get his ass killed.
Well, yeah. That's why I base was asking, because I think he's going to line up on Ryan Ramczyk's side. I think Bud Dupree is going to line up on Andrew's side.
Yeah, like I don't know why, but like ever since Ryan Ramczyk got paid, like Like once upon a time, he was worth the money. Not no more. I don't know what happened to him. Like man, because like Ron Ramchek, he makes his millions, and he's like, and Derek Carr's like peanut butter. Say hot, takes a snap. Ron Ramchek's like, hey, you want to go get him? Okay, I won't stop you. And then goes right into Derek Carr's chest and kills him.
Well, it's
But
his
yeah,
knees, and he takes so many rest days, like he doesn't practice. So, I was I think that was Scott Shanley, like back in the days, like the Super Bowl teams, when we used to practice under Sean Payton, it used to be very competitive in practice. Sean Payton out there having Drew Brees and Velma just going at it. And if you wasn't injured, you were practicing. There was no rest days. Like Jimmy Graham, he's getting these rest days. Ryan Ramczyk, he's getting these rest days. And that probably goes to show why, you know, Ryan Ramczyk just doesn't perform at the high level he used to,
yeah,
on top of the knee injury that he's playing through. And it just goes to show why, Jimmy Graham just doesn't get enough snaps. Because,
yeah. But you know what I hate the most though?
yeah.
So I do not like when like say a coach gets frustrated and starts yelling, or a player gets frustrated and yelling. People keep saying, "Man, he's not a team player or a team coach." Man, like I disagree because I disagree. Here's why. Because like when Derek Carr was screaming at Olave, yeah, it might have been maybe immature, but I agree with Derek Carr, and honestly, I would have done the same shit, bro. Because like I don't agree with team player or locker room guy. Because at the end of the day, this is a business, and if you ain't doing your job, so say you're working like a 9 to 5 job, right? And you're not doing your thing, and instead of your boss being, "Hey, is everything okay? All right, all right, see you tomorrow." No, they're gonna be like, "Man, what you doing, man? Get out! You're fired." That's what I would be like if I'm a coach. If you're not doing your job, it's either do your job or get out. At the end
I
of the
think
day, it's a business. Like you're not gonna tell me how to coach my guys. You're not gonna tell me how to do my guys. Because I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. You know this, and everybody else knows this. I'm not gonna sugarcoat a thing. So when people say that you're not being a team guy, man, you can take that team guy and shut up your ass. Because I ain't doing nothing.
I think it's just got a lot to do with winning. Like if you winning, you could really you get more leeway to do stuff. Like because you remember when Jameis had us 5-2, he was screaming at Traquan Smith on the sideline that one
Well,
game.
that's because it's Trequan Smith and screw him, all right?
Well, yeah, and I didn't Brady talk to people. I didn't see Peyton Manning, but they get leeway because they win. So Derek Carr, I think he gotta, have a little bit more cachet with him before he could just tell all this to Olave. Plus, he should have hit Taysom Hill. Like Taysom Hill was open, and that was like the read to go to. And instead of hitting, he just threw the ball out of bounds. Whatever. Like he should never did that. Like if Olave not running full speed on this route, yeah, tell him about it. But still, go with the man that you're supposed to hit. That would Hill. That could have been for a first down. But I do
Yeah.
think when it comes to this offense, we do need to get Derek Carr involved with the tight end more. How do you feel like about Jawan Johnson? Maybe him matching up with Jesse Bates.
Well, honestly, Juwan Johnson, like, and me and the Who Dat Center, we also were talking because me and the Who Dat Center, we go live every Saints game. So if you want to see somebody probably get their head brained off or some good commentary, check out the Who Dat Center tomorrow, or we're gonna be live. But me and him agreed on this. I feel like, and there's no shade towards Johnson. Honestly, I feel like we gotta maybe focus on a tight end next draft or in free agency. And here's why. Because like Juwan Johnson, yes, like he he's like a 1 year wonder. You remember that year in with the Packers where Robert Tanyan had like a few had like 10 touchdowns?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's what Juwan Johnson is. Like he's gonna get you lots of touchdowns, but they're not gonna be impactful. Like obviously when you get 7 points, you would want 7 points, and 7 points is 7 points. But whenever Juwan Johnson catches a touchdown, like I don't know why, but like last year when he had 7 touchdowns, it wasn't really meaning nothing because you were still losing at the end of the day. So I feel like we need to get a tight end that actually impacts the game because that's why you see teams like the Chiefs. the Eagles, the Ravens, the Browns. They're winning games. You want to know why? Because they have a good tight end that they can go to. And I don't trust this Taysom Hill, Juwan Johnson package. Because at the end of the day, do those touchdowns brings us W? No, you can have 15 touchdowns a year. If we're still losing games, then we gotta get somebody else. We gotta get somebody. We get 20 touchdowns a year so we can win. Because man, he be catching touchdowns and stuff, but Robert Tanyan, he got 10 touchdowns 1 year and they let him go. So if we're gonna keep Johnson, I wanna get another tight end that can actually impact the game. That's why you see Tony Gonzalez. He was winning games. I don't think he won a Super Bowl, but they were winning games because he was impacting the game. Okay, and like Dallas Goddard, he's impacting games for the Eagles. Travis Kelsey, impact for the Chiefs. George Kittle, impact for San Fran. There's no coincidence that the top five teams have a good tight end.
Yeah. Well, I think Johnson. I think he's a real talented tight end. I also think Foster Monroe is a talented. Brought Foster Monroe here to have a connection with Red Carr. I mean, Red Carr had the connection with Derek Carr. Had that chemistry already. With those guys. So I really think it's more so Pete Carmichael than anybody. Like, if you want to say, oh well, he just not gelling with Jawan Johnson. Well, he knows Foster Monroe, so why is he's not having success? Like I just really think it's Pete Carmichael more than anything because we don't do play action, we don't do pre-snap motion. Uh, our tendencies, they know what we're gonna do before they see it. They just be licking their chops when they watch. The defensive coordinators are not having sleep at night uh, when they have to prepare for Pete Carmichael led offense. And Derek Carr, he's checking the ball down a lot because he's coping with the injury. But we're going over an hour on this stream right here. You got any closing thoughts, Mike?
Yeah, last thing. Saints, if y'all even think about losing to the Falcons, um, John Barnes, right?
Yeah.
Well, in that voicemail, there's gonna be lots of censoring.
Hmm.
Just know that, man. Because I cannot have, man. Because like I said, this is the third time I'm gonna say it. Wanting the Falcons to win goes against my religion. I'm not trying to make y'all feel bad if y'all want the Saints to lose, but at the end of the day, if we lose the game, that's not guaranteed that it's on fire because we know how Mickey Loomis likes to does. By the way, one more thing: can we have Howie Roseman arrested for robbery? I think we need, man. I think we need to investigate this man. I think because, dude, he be robbing us. I looked at the entire video of how he was robbing us. He's a robber. He be
It's
playing
not just
Thompson Robin every day.
Howie though. Like every trade Dennis Allen make. I mean, not Dennis Allen. Every trade Howie make, it just seemed like we get the short end of the stick. Like ever
Yeah, we
since we
traded the Eagles a
Bush,
Super Bowl appearance.
yeah, we traded Reggie Bush. A lot of playmakers on down. Like it just seemed like we don't get a good compensation back. And with Sean Payton trade, I feel like no way they should have got a third round pick. But
You know?
you know, that's like his worst trade.
And
Anything else?
honestly, I might try to get Pete Carmichael arrested. I might call the cops saying that Pete Carmichael is using drugs outside my house or something to get that man locked up. And Dennis Allen, I'm gonna say that he's a drug lord. And then I'm gonna say freaking who else can I blame? Then I might say that freaking what's his name? I'm blanking on his name. Doug Marone. I might say that he's smoking crack to get them all three arrested.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna find out Sunday, man. Yeah, Sunday Falcons hate week is gonna come to fruition, and we're gonna see who's gonna be the better team. So Sunday, everybody watch the game, and we definitely gonna talk about the game right after on No Cap No Filter Things. But I'm gonna go ahead on the end the stream, Mike. You be
All
safe, and who that, man?
right, peace out.
Yeah, that was Mike right there calling in always, chiming in, giving up his opinions and things. He made a lot of good points right there. But we're gonna finally see all this unfold tomorrow, man. Sunday in Atlanta, Saints Falcons rivalry. Uh, it's gonna be it's gonna be a real toxic environment, I believe. Like it just so much storylines going into this game, but it's gonna be interesting nonetheless. I'm really excited to see how we're gonna use Taysom Hill. I'm really excited to see how we're gonna match up against Bijan Robinson. This is gonna be a game that's gonna really tell the trajectory of either team when it comes to a win or a loss. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll be going live maybe sometime after the game. Until then, this is No Cap, Don't Filter Saints, and who that?